Mhm. Just looking at NASA. Yes. Oh, this is Aviation Week, 2018. Yeah. Mhm. They got a lot of these drones. Yes. I know that Homeland Security has a lot of drones, and they seem to be somewhat popular because they're unmanned aircraft. Yes. Could you get me all the satellites that are used for all the unmanned aircraft systems? Oh. See, I thought we would use the drones for fertilizing crops. They're kind of big. It looks like there's a person right there. Yeah, maybe two people. Pooch. But I could load up a lot of fertilizer on a drone. And a lot of them are solar. Yes. And that would mean that you wouldn't have a tractor running through the field. Hmm. Now, the thought is that we could use drone aircraft to fertilize crops to increase the amounts of yields of crops so as to increase the food supply. Could you get me all the drones? That the unmanned aircraft is actually on a satellite system. Carry the air-to-air radar developed by GAASI, Focus Trailer UAS developed GAA sensor with a low swap size, weight, and power. Unmanned aircraft too small to carry the air-to-air. No, are expected to weigh more than 60 pounds. Yes. And consume more than 1,000 watts of electricity. Now I know there are a lot of different innovations that I could put in drones. I thought they were kind of cheap considering the number of them that we have. That we well, just get me all of the drones that have been purchased by the United States federal government, any state government, and any law enforcement agency, and then get me all their salary. Well, I know you don't need them anymore. I planned on buying them secondhand, kind of doing some innovations to them. Yes. Now I could put a wobbler in there, oops, produce some electricity, connect them to a satellite, oops, and they could fly back and forth across the field all day long, fertilizing. In fact, they could fly all night. They could fly 24 hours a day. Oops. Now the big problem was, let's say I had a large amount of human nutrient. Yes, or maybe even cow manure. Oh. You have a dairy farm and your cows shit a lot? Yes. Yeah, I got a big pile of it out there. Well, what I would do is I'd scoop it all up into a type of, well, it compresses. You ever seen those those cardboard box machines that you put in as a store where it squeezes all together? It's like a trash compactor. They're like manure compactors. Yes. I squeeze out about 90% of the actual moisture content, and that could probably go back on the fields as something nutritious for the cows to eat after. And then I have an HHO gas with some fans on it, yes, and I run that through on big 100-pound blocks of it, yes. I dry it to 0% moisture content, and then I put it in one of these drones. Yes. And I have like a little blender that I use that cuts it up in little tiny pieces. Yes. And the drone goes back and forth so that you don't have to use some sort of tractor to fertilize your fields. Yes. And 24 hours a day, it's releasing this human nutrient or cow manure. Yes, on crops and fields, so that it's very economical. It's less expensive. Let's say you're John Deere. You manufacture combines for the harvest. Yeah, and you have these other they till the earth under. Yeah. And then you fertilize. Yes. And then how do you get the fertilizer on the crop after it's been planted? Now, for myself, I'd rather use a drone. Yes, they can't be that expensive. No. And then every time the drone runs out of fertilizer because it's all dried cow manure, yes, it flies to a little landing ramp and it lands right there. Yes, and you put another 100 pounds of fertilizer in there. Probably could do thousands upon thousands of acres of fertilization of crops using my innovations. Now I know. You said there was no way to get additional yield. There's no possible way that America's crops couldn't produce just a few more, a few. Well, we spend this money on these drones, right? And they're no good anymore. And they're big. I probably could put 1,000 pounds in there. Yes. Controls airspace around it. 10,500 Icona was equipped with pre-production air-to-air radar developed by General Atomics Aeronautical Systems. Yes. Now, the count of commercial airlines west of 2,000, 20,000 feet. Is there any reason why a drone couldn't fly about 50 to 100 feet above a crop that all has the same height? No. There's no possible way that we could kind of be leaking out of the drone some sort of fertilization of crops. No. There is no way that we could.